Hey Vishal, this is Johnny, DayTraderRockStar, and I am sending this video out here to answer some of your questions. I always like doing the videos because I feel I'm able to really get my point across better, and typing these things up is a long process, and I can show you great examples and stuff. So I'm going to probably, I'm going to break down the emails, the email you sent me. Yes, we'll go over those questions, and going forward, I'd like to, just continue answering your questions. I think you'll find the experience here using the RockBot, using day trading radio to be very profitable. But I also want to make a point that I've been doing this a very long time. I started trading in '96. I know one of the key characteristics in trading is being patient and waiting for the setups. There's no doubt that I feel like our setups, or my setups that I've developed using stochastic oscillators and some other, the quad rotation, the super signals, but really the divergence indicator is really key. And every situation is different when you have a divergence. That's just, if we could just talk about that for a second. Every situation is different. A divergence happens, and again, I don't know how much you've picked up so far from the site and how much you know about the stochastic oscillator and how it was developed and what it represents and how it works. There's a lot going on, under the hood. We like to say the stock price, the candles show us one thing, but the underlying momentum that's being read and being put into the formula is telling us something different. And different market conditions play a different part. Move these things at a different rate, a different speed, different time frames play a different part. Going into news plays a different part. There's so many different moving parts, and you have to remember that. You have to take that into consideration. So let's just start off. Let's get this going. I apologize that I'm getting this out late to you. I am pretty much always working here at the site, and I have a lot of updates and things to do with the site and keep this thing up and running. So the emails tend to get answered every couple days. I get quite a few of them, so I apologize if there was a delay, and I'll try to make that a little bit better going forward. Just understand, sometimes it's not because I'm ignoring you, it's just that my workload sometimes is a little too much. The first question I wanted, all right, so you did, I see you did do the monthly subscription for $90 per month, and you're going to get the RockBot code, all right? Can you please answer the questions below? With regards to the RockBot scripts, the 5-minute divergence and the super signal, can we run them together? Absolutely. Now, let me give you a little history behind this, and maybe you might know this already from my discussions on the site, and lots of times in my old videos I discuss how I came about developing the RockBot and the scripts. I found out that certain setups, my divergence signals, the way I set them up, are very, very good, especially the ones that I qualify. There's different type of divergences. We have a double bottom divergence, we have a relative divergence, and we have a pure divergence. I'm not going to make things too complicated for trading. I want to stick to these setups. These setups are very important. They're very easy to identify. I can show you one right here. If we bring up the mouse, I'm here at my house. I'm not at the office. So I was just running some scripts myself, testing some stuff out. I actually got a trade on here, just slight, but I could actually, you could see this low here, and this higher low, and this low, and this equal low, maybe even a little lower low. It's hard to tell, but it's basically a double bottom there, divergence. And that gave us a nice little move up. Now, divergences move relative to their time frame. So if you use divergences on 1 minute time frame, you're looking on average, look at this, looking on average of a move 5 to 7 minutes. If you're taking, and actually, so we're not getting distracted, I'm actually going to take this off because I'm not really trading too much overnight. I was just testing the script, and I don't want that running while I'm doing this video, because I want to run some scripts for you and show you how to run these. But the 1 minute divergence is a faster, divergence. It moves quickly. It moves 5 to 7 periods, and so that means it's 5 to 7 candles, which is 5 to 7 minutes. If you run a divergence signal on a 5-minute time frame, and you're looking at 5 to 7 candles, that would be 25 to 35 minutes in a trade. That's a much longer time frame in holding the trade. The same thing for the daily. If you find a divergence in the daily market, then we tend to hold stocks like 5 to 7 days, which is incredibly long compared to short-term scalpers. You're more talking swing trading, and these things could go higher. There's no set rule in stone, but that's over the years of me, myself trading this. I use a 5 to 7 period time frame as a general benchmark of where we see these things move. And that's because I've seen it for so many years, and over my time and all the data I've taken in, that's about average what I like to see. Again, you will have outliers that move much further. Most of the super signals will move much further. All right. So when you set up your NinjaTrader and you have everything, hopefully you could set up your oscillators or your stochastics just like mine. You could download the template. If not, you need help with that, I can help you with that. Up here is where you're going to be logging in on your strategies. Now, click on that. Your strategy window will come up. Now, I have a lot more strategies on here because I'm always building out strategies, and these are some previous versions. Those strategies you have and the members have are the RockBot bear flag, the RockBot bull flag, the super signal quad 23, the Thunderbird buy 23 buy, the Thunderbird 23 short, which is not on here probably because I'm using my home computer and I probably didn't upload it to this computer yet, but that's okay. You should have it on yours because I uploaded it to the site. I also have what's called I wonder if it's on here. I might not have downloaded it on this computer. No, I haven't. A regular quad rotation, which I gave you, which is just an indicator, which tells us. And a quad rotation is basically when we have all 4 stochastics set up exactly the same. And when I say exactly the same, I want them all getting down underneath the 20 line at the same time. And that's what we call a quad rotation. It's not always going to be perfect, but when it does happen, it's usually a much better, higher probability move in the direction of the rotation. All right. So originally I started off with the regular divergence signal, and I used to play it on put it on the 1 minute time frame, but we find that to be very volatile, and I'll show you what I mean by that. And then the 5 minute time frame is key, and I kind of recommend everyone trade off that 5 minute time frame because I don't think everyone has it, and to understand the markets on a 1 minute time frame and how fast these things can move around and chop, and you have to have your parameters set really well. So I'm just going to show you what this looks like. So we're gonna remember the first thing I developed was the regular divergence. Now the regular divergence is pretty much the Thunderbird 23 buy. All right, that's the 23, meaning 2023 is the latest update. It's a Thunderbird is a code word that I use for the divergence, the divergence setup. It's just something I use as a code word, Thunderbird. So we're going to click on that. We're going to add it down to our indicators here. Now you're going to have your parameters over here. And this is key. This is really, because this is one of the other questions you say, how has the performance been on the bots? The performance depends on how you set your parameters based off of market conditions. The market conditions meaning, do we have a choppy market? Do we have a strong trending market? Do we have a strong trending up market? Do we have a strong trending down market? Are you counter trending? If you're going long or you have a buy signal and the market's trending down low and you have an 8-tick profit or a 12-tick profit, and the market is staying underneath the 20-period moving average, and we continue to kind of go up to the 20 and then rotate down, we might not get your 8 to 10 ticks. And even though it's giving you a nice move, if this is set too high in a downward trending market, you won't get hit on that, and the stock will end up rotating over and probably taking out your stop, and it will give you poor results. So you have to understand the conditions you're trading in when you do run the RockBot. All right? I try to help you by setting up the RockBot channel with the scripts and testing it out each week, and then I tend to discuss the parameters that I'm using. If they're working really well, I'll send those out and say, these are the parameters that are working really well in the RockBot. Adjust your parameters. Default, meaning that when I program these, I put in a default. These are just defaulted in. You could change each one. So these will all make a difference, you'll see. All right. So let's put this on. Let's put this on here. Sorry for some of the noise here. I'm in this office here, and there's all kinds of noises going on upstairs, and you might hear some buzzing in the back. I got a fan running back down here. But I promise you I'd get this out to you. So I apologize, it's really late. And but I think you'll be happy with this. Let me take a drink of my Coke. So the default is 8 ticks on profit 1, 8 ticks. The lot represents how many contracts. You can change that to whatever you want. You can change these to whatever you want. So let's just keep this as a default right now, just to show you. Now you can put this on whatever account you have. If you want to just run it on a SIM account, you can do that. I highly recommend getting used to it on a SIM account. Going back to the history of the RockBot, I developed it because my divergence signals were so good I didn't want to miss any. So I said, you know what? I want to program these divergence in, using the script. And I learned the script from, I didn't really know much about programmed the Ninja script, so I ended up learning it from bottom up, and I worked on it, and I'm still learning. I'm still adjusting it and stuff. That's why we're always doing updates and trying to fix some, tweak it here, tweak it there. But I think it works really well, as you will see. Not to go off topic there, but I wanted to be alerted to when I had a divergence. Some of these divergences were giving us such great returns that I said, boy, this is me trading my own money. This is even before the prop trading really started taking off, because I just started getting into the prop trading over, I would say, the last 4 months. All right, the last 4 months is really when we started, because it was a perfect marriage. The divergence signal and the super signal with the prop trading, basically not risking your own money, is a match made in heaven, basically. I mean, you're not risking anything. So, that's why I just embraced it, and it's just a great way of trading, because I could almost, make sure that people qualify. If they take the super signal alerts that I send out, not just relying on the bot, but it's more about the intuition and the experience that I have, understanding market conditions and when to get out, and the little things like, the 60 period, the 60-10 stochastics, if that's embedded and the stochastic rotates back fast, we can leave the trade on longer. There's so many different things that we want to pay attention to. So I wanted the RockBot to kind of alert me to these setups so I wouldn't miss any. And then what I would do is, all right, I'm getting an alert. It would send me an email. It would pop up on my phone. I would say, oh, there's a divergence. But even it was mostly at night, because it's lots of times the market will start getting very busy around 3 o'clock. And I love trading. I've been trading a long time. And there would be times I would get up at 3 o'clock if I saw a good divergence just to trade it, because divergences are kind of easy money. They're defined. You have a defined stop. And that's the most important thing, is your defined stop and your protective, money management, and the protective stop is key. And a divergence is very easy to spot that, because there's 2 stages to a divergence. And if you have any questions on any of the terminology I'm talking about, or anything that maybe is not I'm not clarifying or going into detail, and you want to know a little bit more about it, just let me know, and I'll try to clarify it for you. So I'm going to let you try to figure out, again, here's your first profit, 8 ticks, how many contracts you're going to take off, how many contracts you're going to have in there. Your second profit, how many ticks you want on the second profit, 10 ticks, how many contracts you're going to take off. Your original stop loss, if you want that. Now here's your stop loss type. You want to keep this on the signal bar low most of the time. If you want to use it just a regular stop, and you feel the signal bar low might give you too big of a range, and you want to tighten that up, you would switch this over to ticks. And when you switch it over to ticks, this is the one that works. This will overtake. If this is on signal bar low, this doesn't matter what this is. You can just leave it as it is. Now the trailing stop is also important too, because you could follow it up. Sometimes you could put put 4 in here. It means you'll take your first profit after 2 will come off, and then your trailing stop, I'll start at 4 ticks, and it'll trail it by 4. So if it moves up 4, and then it starts your trailing stop, and it puts it in at 4 ticks underneath it, you're basically going in with a break-even trailing stop, following it up. So it's a good, whenever this and these 2 match, that's what we call a break-even stop. Trailing stop ticks, how far, how fast you want to follow, 1 tick at a time. You could adjust this also. And again, this is your lot, signal bar low, and this is your accounts. So if you have different accounts, the Bull Knox accounts, or I usually set up different accounts so I could run different scripts in sim mode, so I could be alerted to the setup. Once I'm alerted to the setup, I could get the alert, and then I could take the trade if I wanna. What if I get a signal and it comes in at, say, 10:30, right before a CPI number comes out? I don't want that. So I like to make that decision on my own. I like to get the signal, in most cases, let the bot take the entry, and then I decide if I want to put my stop in, or do I want to take the trade. I don't want to just let this run on its own. A lot of people think they hear bot, and it's like, wow, this is going to just be an automated money-making machine. There are landmines in the market that you have to watch out for. And again, depending on your trend, depending on how the market is rallying, or if the market's in a bearish trend, or a very strong trend, or a choppy trend, then you have to adjust this. And everything that you adjust is going to give you different results. All right. So let's so that's important to understand when you talk about the results of the RockBot. So let's take a look at, this is the Thunderbird 23 buy. This was the first version of the stochastic divergence. It's the 23 buy. We're going to, let's run it on our account right now that we're trading, and we're going to activate it. and it's going to backfill all the setups. All right, it's going to calculate, and it's going to throw in the trades here. So we have to let that calculate it. Now remember, this is on a 1 minute time frame. All right, so there. So now we just executed the script, and you can see there's a lot of trades here on the 1 minute time frame. But I highly recommend not using the 1 minute, because I feel, even though it looks like it's giving us great entries here, you know, it seems to be doing really well. Divergence long, it moves up here, it takes this profit, it follows up with a trailing stop. Divergence long, takes it up. Divergence long, takes it up. Divergence long, a little choppy here. Divergence long, didn't get enough rotation here. Then we had a nice pop there, took profits, had beautiful divergence here, took profits all the way up. Just had one here. I mean, you're getting a lot more trades. Now, if we switch this over to the 5 minute time frame, it'll calculate. Hopefully I don't blow the thing up. And then now we're on the 5 minute time frame, and you're going to see this better in the back testing on this. And you're going to get different. You're going to have the divergences set up a little bit differently. Again, the overnight trading sometimes is not set up for a 5 minute setup, because it's so flat, and you might get these little divergences, mathematical divergences, and you're just not getting the big moves. Even here it is taking profits and stuff. Here it took profits. Here, all these worked out. You know, these all worked out. This was nice divergence. Took profits on the way up. Divergence here, took profits on the way up. Divergence here, took profits on the way up. All right. So, but I did find out at one point that if we were in a very strong trending market to the downside, a very strong trending market, or a very flat market, sometimes you would get very choppy, and it wouldn't really go anywhere. It would just say, all right, it would follow up with trailing stop and take it off. It just wasn't performing like we want to do it. And what did I realize? Well, I realized that my quad rotation was the key to really finding the best setups. And that's when all four stochastics came back and rotated down. So I developed a new script called the quad rotation, or the super signal, which combines the quad rotation and the divergence. And when I put these out there, and again, this is on the 5 minute time frame, your trades will be cut down to a fraction of the amount of trades, because now you're not just taking regular divergences. You're waiting only for divergence, but you're also waiting for that quad rotation. So you have two things here going for you. So I'm going to run the quad rotation also here. So let's go to the super signal quad 23. That's what we're running. That's the super signal. We're going to add that to it. Now I have this alert with a signal blue bar that kind of identifies the super signal, so it's easier to see. Now we'll keep these parameters on there like that. We'll move this. Let's move that back to what let's put it on the same account, and we're going to apply that. And we're going to apply it, and we're going to say OK. All right. So now you see that we had a super signal here because we had the quad rotation, and you had the divergence. We didn't have it here. We didn't have it here. We didn't have it all during this chop. So it eliminated a chop. When we got the best divergences, now we have a divergence there. And again, you can see it's not as active. That's actually, that was today, this morning. That was the best setup of the day. It was early morning. Remember, I don't know if you're watching the show today, but right when I got in, there was a perfect divergence right here. It was a quad rotation at 8 o'clock that we pointed out. But again, remember, that's the blue line is the super signal. The other one is the underlying 5 minute divergence. And again, you can see it's a little bit more choppy. And again, this is overnight also. This is 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. You really don't want to run that. at that point. All right. We'll zoom out. When the market gets a little bit choppier, then that 5-minute regular divergence works really well. But on a flat market or a very strong trending market, it will sometimes be run over. So again, you can see there's not as many super signals because it really requires the best of both worlds to set up here. And you can see how many trades are going on with the other one. Let's see, come on, give me some more. Give me another super signal. Oh, here's one. That's 2 o'clock in the morning. You can see it was pretty good. I mean, this one went all the way up. Let me zoom out here. The best thing to do now is to show you the results and how this kind of works. All right, I'm just going to zoom out. You can see now what we're looking at. That was a perfect super signal right here. All right, so what I'm going to do here now is we're going to open this up. I don't want to make this video too long because we have to get up early in the morning. So let's go to our NinjaTrader platform, and we're going to open up the strategy analyzer. And again, this sometimes is not the best way of doing this because every day has a different outcome based off of how the trend is, and you have to set the parameters based off of those trends. All right, so here's the back test. Let's start off with the Thunderbird 2023 buy. All right, we're going to keep the parameters as they are right now. We'll put it on the ES, and we're going to put it on the 1 minute time frame, and we'll put it out here on the month of October. We're not going to go. My computer won't handle all that back testing. So I'm just going to show you the difference between how it takes these trades. All right. Now you can back test it all you want, but I don't believe in the results as much as I believe in identifying the setups and calling them out live. Now, have you heard that I am starting the new? It comes with the membership, but alert system on your phone. So if you haven't done this yet, download an app called Zello, Zello, and then do a search for DayTraderRockStar, and then go to a channel that is called Futures Trade Alert Network, and then you're going to get audio alerts. You're going to hear me come over that. That's going to run in your phone in the background. You don't even have to do anything with it. It's going to run in the phone. If you're available, say available. You're going to hear me say there is a super signal. I'm only going to use this app as a super signal alert system. It's like an emergency broadcast system. It'll pop up on your phone. You'll hear me talking on your phone. You'll have no control over it. I mean, of course you do. You can mute it and stuff. You can put yourself active, available, or you could say I'm not available. You won't hear anything. But it'll be a great way to get these alerts out because that's what I want. I want to get people to trade only the super signals, and I want to qualify those by making sure you know that there's no news around there, where the stop is going to go. So you'll hear the alert come in saying, there's a super signal here at 43.37. Place your stop at 43.35, etc. And then I'll maybe mention target areas. But I always liked, this is always going to be a fluctuating game because if there's news coming out, you want to get out of your trade. If you have a fast rotation on the 9-3. You want to get out, you want to take profits. These are things that I teach so you can manage your own trades. So, all right, so this is just an example of the 1 minute time frame. Now, again, I don't recommend trading on the 1 minute time frame, and the reason is it's so volatile. All right, it's volatile, and 1 minute time frames are little moves inside of a bigger move. So 8 ticks, 2 points, maybe not is not gonna capture all the trades. Anyway, let's run this, and we probably won't get good results on this because it is the 1 minute time frame and it's trading overnight, and you can see there's a lot of chop overnight. So we're gonna show you a couple of different things and how these all compared. So I'm gonna hit the back signal here. It's going to take a while. The back test. All right. Not that good. 50%. 333 trades. That is not what I want people to do. So I don't want them running a 1 minute time frame on a divergence overnight. All right. Overnight is where you're going to get killed. Into news, you're going to get killed. It's just not what you want to run. All right. So now we're going to slowly adjust that. Now, how do we get our trades down? So first of all, we're going to put it on the 5 minute time frame. So let's run the 5 minute time frame. See what comes up here on the 5 minute time. That was 333 trades before. Now we're down to 145 trades and a big profit going out the month. And it's not even a great percentage on the profit. 63% of the trades are profitable. But because we're working on that 5 minute time frame, and we have the the parameters are set right, you have a nice gain and stuff over the last, seven days and stuff. 145 trades instead of 300 trades. 92 winning trades, 50 losing trades, etc. The average losing trade. I mean, you could improve this, all right? Even though you have a profit. So now the thing you want to do is not trade the super signal overnight. I don't want people trading this thing overnight. There's just too much volatility and too much choppiness. So regular trading hours here. Let's click on that and see what we get now. Now we're going to eliminate the overnight trading. Now this one from 333 trades to 145 trades. Now we eliminated the overnight trades. We're not going to have as big a profit, probably, but we're not going to have many trades. Now we are going to have a huge profit. Wow. Whoa. I love my scripts. $9,000 here. 80% profitable. 41 trades during the day. 10 only losing trades. And the average losing rate is $500. And that's quite a bit. We could actually tighten that up by adjusting your parameters here. All right? But that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Now, that's just taking a lot of trades. That's 51 trades over the last 10 days. Still a lot. All right. Again, first of all, I want this to identify the trades for us. So now we have, I'm kind of giving you a feel for how this is running. Now, what happens if we put the super signal on there? Let's put the super signal. Let's go back to regular trading hours up here, if I can do that. All right, and let's bring in the super signal. I don't know what this is gonna be, so hopefully it doesn't. And again, I'm not going to change the parameter. I'm just going to, these are standard. This is just a default parameter, 615. I have this 8-8 trailing stop. This could be adjusted. I have a signal bar low. These could all be adjusted. Let's put it on the 1 minute time frame, all right? Because actually I developed this to run on the 1 minute time frame because a lot of the internal, it's using the quad rotation. So the quad rotation is actually using that 1 minute time frame. So it won't probably be as bad, but the 5 minutes still is the key time frame to use. All right, let's see what this thing comes up with. Now remember, this is trading this is around the clock on the 1 minute time frame. Let's see how many trades we have. But it is a much tighter criteria. All right, so the 1 minute time frame, you can see, still very choppy, not that great of results. Let's move it to the 5 minute time frame, which, of course, I think that these work the best on. And I've started to tell people just use it on the 5 minute time frame. That was 78 trades. All right, here's your 5 minute trade. See the big difference between the 1 minute and the 5 minute? So now you have only 20 trades, 80% success rate, 16 winning trades, 4 losing trades. What do you think those 4 losing trades are? And look at the average size of the trades, which we could cut down. Again, that's we talk. I do courses and stuff on this, how to eliminate our our losing trade amounts, because you could trim this. You could trim this back by using your parameters. But the important thing is here now, using the 5 minute super signal on just the regular trading hours. Again, I think people get hurt when they think they could just run these things overnight. Let's see how well this works for the month. We just ran this, and I don't want you. I don't know. I'm just. I know how I program this. I know the results that these things give when you have everything lined up and you understand what I'm trying to do here is eliminate. Excuse me. It's getting a little late. Eliminate the chop. Eliminate the bad times to trade. Trade in your, taking your pitch and stuff. All right, here we go. Let's see what it is. We had 20 trades trading around the clock on the 5 minute time frame for the month so far. Now we are taking out the overnight trades, just trading the regular hours. Let's see what comes up here. Okay, 100%, 3 trades only. 3 trades. That's not a lot of trades, but it is undefeated. All right, it is undefeated. That brings you a profit of $24,000 per month. But we don't know if that's going to hold up. We don't know what kind of news comes out and stuff. That's a real time. So not as many trades, only 3 trades, but the criteria is so tight that these are the best setups. And these are the type of setups that I'm going to send out on the Zello network, with the understanding that I will be qualifying those with a visual confirmation and understanding of the market conditions at the time. Let's see here. What was I doing here? All right, so let's do something. This is going to be tough for me to do because we had such good results on this. This is overnight. I want to see what it is. Did we test the ones for extended hours? Hold on, let me double check this. All right, this is going to be around the clock for the super signal going out for the month. I just want to see. I'm not a big fan of the overnight, but we're going to do it anyway just to see what it looked like, because it is the super signal. I apologize that sometimes it takes a while. The computing process of doing the back testing is pretty good. All right, so 15 trades, 4 lose. All right, we did that already. So we did the 4. Sorry, we did this before, and we said and all those trades, all those losses came overnight because it was 3-0. Let's do something crazy here. All right. I don't want to go back to just trade in the regular hours. And let's go all the way to... Now, September was an awful month. I mean, we had an awful month. So let's go back to September 1st all the way through to now. So this is probably going to take a while to backtest. But this is running the super signal back to, all the way to September 1st. All right, let's try it. Hopefully you can see this okay. If you can't, you have to zoom in. I apologize, I can't really make it any bigger. I try to make it a little bigger. Let's push this out. It might take a while. While it's running, we'll address your other. Right. I'm clicking on it. It's going. Let's see what the super signal brings. It's probably going to be about 5 minutes. Let me see what your other questions are while this runs. So with regards to 2 bot scripts, yes you can. What is the performance? We went over that. In your latest video, you traded the MES, and there were quite a few trades. Yes. The market was very strong, and I was looking, so when we recognize a strong market, I'm not trading just the super signal. I'm trading bull flags also. So that was the flag setups that you've been seeing me trade along with the divergences. I did overtrade on that one video. But I was just about trying to qualify because I was up about 3,000 on the day or close to it, and I just was trying to. And again, I'm not to say I have the perfect discipline. I'm far from that. I find myself sometimes over trading too, and I mean that is our flaw as being humans. We have we have to deal with our issues. We're all different personality types. Some of us have good discipline. Some of us don't have as great as discipline. Some of us have great patience. Some of us don't. Sometimes you overtrade. Sometimes you revenge trade. If you could eliminate all this, eliminate everything, and become almost a robot, you're going to do really good. So yeah, that was kind of a, I remember what I'm doing too. I'm doing a show, and sitting in front of that computer waiting for a super signal could be kind of boring. So I'm always trying to make money. We had a guy today. Holy crap! What was this? What is this? Ooh, well, let me see. What is going on here? 92%. 26 winning trades, 2 losing trades. The average losing trade was $900. All right, so these losing trades, which you have to remember, you can't do a prop account and have a big drawdown. Your drawdowns will catch up to you. That's also important to understand. You have to have better stops in. The reason you have, and I like to look at it, even though the percentage is great here, this looks absolutely fantastic, you should take a look at the trades. Let's take a look at the trades. And we had 2 trades here. And you can see one was a $1,000 loss, one was a $750 loss. That's pretty significant. So we're going to let's take a look at the time frame on that, if I can. Entry time. 9:45 on September 18th at 9:45. That was right after the open. So of course, the open is very dangerous. And that trade came right after that too, 9:45, same time. Nope. That was this next day, same time. That chop, same exact time, just the next day. Had that same chop. That's interesting to me to see that. I like putting together the puzzles. of the market. So it tells you, be very careful, adjust your stop. Maybe don't even let this thing trade at the opening, because it is more volatile. And if you have big whips, if you have a big whippy market here, and if we could find this was, what is this? This was 918. So let's go to the chart. I don't know if we're going to be able to see it or not. I don't know if it's going to backtest all the way to 918. Let's see if we could. 918. I don't know. 22. 20. You can see the super signals here. Here, 918. 918 and 919. That was it. So this was that big, that big drop that came. And if you have, trading the ES with 5 contracts, you could take a big loss. 18 as 12. No, it hit the target there. 918. I don't see the loss here. That hit the target. Super signal, profit target hit. Super signal, profit target hit. Super signal, profit target hit. I didn't really even see the loss there. Huh. But you see how clean this is? This was nice. Anyway, I didn't even see that, but there will be times when, if you have a bot on here and it has a big trailing stop, or it doesn't have a trailing stop, and you come out with news or at the open and there's volatility, you can get hit. So just, that is the weakness of anything like trading any type of algorithm or bot. There is chances it can get run over. But overall, we're identifying. Remember, my goal is to identify the highest probability setups for you. And then identify those so you could trade those, and we take those and we get out and we pad our accounts and we qualify, and then eventually we get a super signal, or we get what we call a 44 setup. The 44 setup, let me tell you this is another script I'm working on right now. You're going to get that. It's not going to be long, as long as I have some time to do it. But when we have a 44 divergence, I haven't seen a 44 fail. I haven't. So I'm extremely excited about the 44 setup. Years ago, when I was developing the quad rotation setups and how to do this, I was at I was renting a place in Nyack where I was living. My son was probably 4 or 5 years old, I remember. And I was working on the dining room table, and I was using, I was working with the 9.3, the 14.3, the 60.10, the 60.10.1 actually, and then the 44. And the 44 was lining up good for me. And over the years, I just kept that 44 on my charts because it was one of the original things that I was paying attention to, and I wasn't using it so much until I started noticing when we had divergences on the 44. The divergence on the 44 never failed. When there was a 44 and a 9.3 and there was a 44, it was so good. I mean, this was a this is a nice relative divergence right here, which is a divergence that was called. But this is a nice little pullback, and you can see the higher rotation here. And this is something I would call in the market, saying this is a very good setup, even though it is, what time? That's at 4 in the morning. So I wouldn't be calling that because I'd be sleeping at that point. But that was the purpose of the RockBot, to give me an alert and say, it would wake me up. It would be, I have an automated voice on the alert saying, divergence, and my wife would kick me out of bed. And I'd run downstairs with my laptop and take a look and maybe take that trade. And the next thing you know, you're making some money at 4:30 in the morning just because you got a good signal, especially on that 44. The 44 is something that you don't want to miss. The quad rotation, very important with the divergence. Basically everything that we're doing is just improving on our entries. So I hope that video answered a lot of your questions. Don't forget to download the Zello app. I think you're really going to enjoy those signals. And if you have any other questions, please ask them, and I'll try to get back to you in a little more timely manner. And if I don't, I apologize beforehand. It's just because, just understand. Love talking about this stuff, so feel free to hit me up anytime. Just understand sometimes I'm not in front of the computer to get to those emails. I know. All right. Have a good night, Vishal. Appreciate the membership, and I'll see you guys. I'll see you in the market, and have a good night. Good night.